Oh, my phone says.
Okay, that's okay.
So, yeah. I said that she said just leave it and
Yeah, we'll just
say shall we.
Okay, we're gonna try it again. Wow, this is loud. I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Ms. Butler-Challender here. Ms. Wilson?
Here.
Ms. Hagerman?
Here.
Ms. Kellerman?
Here.
Mr. Kotke?
I'm here.
Mr. Fewins-Bliss and Mr. Rosekrans are absent this evening. I'm gonna open the floor for nominations for Supervisor Pro Temp due to the absence of Supervisor Fewins-Bliss.
I'll make the nomination for Trustee Hagerman.
Second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Butler-Challender, yes. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Okay, motion
Can you do
carried.
that? Can you?
Yep.
Can you vote for yourself?
I could
say Yes. no.
Okay. I'll remember that.
I'm gonna turn the meeting over to Trustee Hagerman.
All right, well, thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to move to item number 2 on the agenda, which is civic reflection. So we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will have a moment of silence. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now a moment of silence. All right, thank you. All right, number 3 is the approval of the agenda.
I have a change, an addition, just a minute. For the Park Lake, it's in here somewhere. The eagle sign, the baby eagles are born, just so you know. And we want to get a sign up that has the Township logo, and there's a couple changes to be made to the mock-up that I have. Here it is. But I will show it to everybody, and the changes that I want to have, that the Park Lake Committee would like to make to it. I can talk about that whenever we get to it.
I think that's a DPW thing. I don't think that's a board decision.
Well, it's our decision in terms of can we use our logo and stuff. This was a kind of.
Well, it's on township property. It's not something the Park Lake people should be able to do.
Well, no, they're giving it to you as, they did the work for it, is what I'm saying. And we just have to say, this is what we would present to get designed it and done. So it's,
Cheryl, is it all written up so that we can,
yeah.
but you didn't share it before the meeting? Can we
I
bring it back to the next
got it
meeting?
yesterday and had issues that I will pass these down.
Can we wait 2 weeks until our
If,
next
no,
meeting?
the babies
Well,
are born, that's the problem, is already
Let's
late.
see what the advice is about where this might or might not fit on the agenda.
Okay,
Staff has already agreed to work with the group on the sign. I've seen a copy from Trustee Kotke, and I think we can proceed with it. I don't think that there's anything from the board that is needed.
there's 3 changes that the Park Lake Committee wished to, it's screwed up. It says signage is generously provided by Lake Trustee, that's gotta go. It says,
But we can work through that
They'll work through
on
that.
the
That's not
side.
something we here at the board need to do. That's,
Yeah,
It's
so
an
it's sort of like
operational.
presented to the,
yeah, just give it to Ben.
Yeah, I think. if
That's
you
a
just
DPW.
give it to
Give it
them.
okay,
Staff will work with you.
okay, just so
Yeah.
they know that the babies are born.
yeah.
But it looks really cool. Thanks for
Yeah, you're
sharing
welcome.
that.
Constance designed it.
Oh, well, good. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Second?
All right, that's a voice vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, sounds like the agenda is going forward as planned. Item number 4 is disclosure of conflicts of interest. Is there anyone who has any conflicts of interests with this agenda that they need to disclose? Hearing none, we will move on. Item number 5 on the list is Public Statement 1. Public Statement 1 is time designated for the public to share their views on any items that are on this evening's agenda. You'll have 3 minutes. You can head up to the podium and share your thoughts if you would like. No takers? All right, then we're moving on to item 6, items from county, state, federal, and/or other agencies. Karen, do we have anyone here?
I do. Unfortunately, Miss Shutt from Clinton County Transit was unable to be here tonight because of a family emergency. I will work with her when that is done to reschedule her for a future board meeting.
All right, so we will note to reschedule the presentation. It is in the packet. It does look pretty cool.
Yes.
So we will hear about that at some point in the future. Item number 7 is the consent agenda. We have the minutes of the Planning Commission meeting from March 10th, 2026. There's no discussion on these. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion
approve
to
this
accept
consent
the,
agenda?
I'll make it.
Okay,
I'll
Support.
second.
all right, I believe this is a roll call vote.
Ms. Kellerman,
Yes.
Mr. Kotke,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman,
Yes.
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes.
All right, item number 8 is the approval of the minutes. We have the minutes of the Board of Trustees meeting of March 16th, 2026. I believe we can approve these with a voice vote.
Yeah, but I want to add,
Okay.
there was 2 meetings on March 16th. One was a closed session and one was a regular session.
Oh, so meetings.
Oh, that's counted
Can we
as
do those
separate.
together
Yeah,
in one?
yeah.
Okay. Plus the closed.
So we have to, do we vote on them both separately?
Yes, no, together.
You
Together.
could just have to say
Oh,
meetings
okay.
instead of meeting.
All right,
Meetings,
so
plural.
all those in favor of approving the minutes of,
Oops, we don't have a
I'll make
oh, I
motion
don't
yet.
do, oh, I'm
I'll make
sorry.
a motion to approve the minutes
I'll-
from March 16th.
March 16th. I'll second the motion.
Now?
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes of the Board of Trustees meetings of March 16th, including the closed session, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Item number 9 is approval of the vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers.
I'll second.
Any discussion? No? All right, then I guess we'll go to a roll call vote.
Mr. Kotke,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman,
Yes.
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes. Ms. Kellerman.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're flying through. Number 10 is the treasurer's report item, but it says the next report will be given June 1st.
Yep. I'm at conferences the next meeting, so I will.
Boy, how do you slip out of that? That's pretty cool.
Number 11 is committee appointments. There are none. Number 12 is township committee reports, which there are none, which leads us to item number 13, unfinished business. First item A is introduction and discussion items, and under that, we have revenue options from Superintendent Hildebrandt.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. So I believe that you're all familiar that staff was undertaking a research project, which the clerk ended up helping with, and I much appreciated her and her office for doing that for us. We were trying to locate the L4029s back to when we became a charter township, which was approximately 1978. The clerk, through the equalization office, the Clinton County Clerk's office, and then some files we had in the basement, was able to locate those files back to 1995. Close, but not quite what we were looking for by several years. I transmitted that information and the L4029s to Rod Taylor, who is our consultant from Maynard Costerison, which is our accounting firm that's been helping us with the undertaking of looking at our township revenue. I received the following information back from him, and I received this a couple days ago, so I forgive me for not including it in the packet, but it came later than the packet was issued. So, and I can email this out to you after the meeting, and then prior to anything we're gonna do with the next meeting. So, he was able to review the township's Headley rollback, which, if you're familiar, Headley is the 1995, the act that was passed that diminishes the amount of property taxes collected each year. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you to legal counsel for nodding your head. Which was originally 5 mills, and it has been rolled back to a lower millage rate over time. Since we do not have the data prior to 1995, and based on the history of what he was able to take a look at, he said it was reasonable to assume that the township was originally levying at or near the full 5 mills when the rollback process began. He said that this aligns with the adoption of the Headley in 1978, with the first year of potential rollback in 1979. By 1995, the maximum allowable millage had already been reduced to 4.4494 mils. And again, I'll email this out because I know it's a lot to take in, which shows that a portion of the rollback occurred before the period we can directly observe. From 95 through 2025, the maximum allowable millage declined further to 3.53 mils. So he said the timing of the reduction is very important, most of all because the impact of the rollback is not recent. And that is something that we were looking at, is what's happened in the recent past. The most significant period is between 2000 and 2006, when the township experienced approximately 10% cumulative rollback. He said this is materially larger than other periods and is the primary driver of the long-term reduction. So he said it raised one key question, which was, were there significant increases in taxable value during the early 2000s, such as new development, large additions to the tax roll, or uncapping of property taxes? And I think we all understand that the township developed exponentially during that time, so that makes sense with the timing in the early 2000s. He said, given inflation averaged roughly 2 to 3% during this period, the magnitude of the rollback suggests taxable value growth materially exceeded that level, which I think we would agree with. While Bath's rollback appears more aggressive than surrounding communities, we have not completed a full peer comparison to confirm the reason. Based on Bath's data alone, it is reasonable to conclude the township began at or near the full 5 mils, and that the current lower rate is the result of cumulative Headley rollback over time. This also means the township cannot restore the lost millage without voter approval through a Headley override. So in order to do this, I think we were looking to see if we could do it ourselves or if we would need to go back to the voters, and it is our consultant's opinion that we would need to go back to the voters.
All right, so I guess the next question is, where do we want to go next? What avenues do we want to investigate? That was the first one.
The other communities do a vote to get theirs higher?
They could. They
Did we
could
know?
do a Headley rollback, which would put it back closer to the 5%.
They did that already.
But we're at the point
I don't
where
know.
this community's never done that, and so that's why we have to go to the voters.
So it's unclear to me, if I may interject, whether the other communities have the ability to do it themselves or if they have to go to their voters. It could be based on a situation much like ours where they have to go to their voters, or it could be that they are able to do it themselves because of the circumstances of their particular municipality.
Okay,
Ours was so long ago, that's why we
that's why,
can't.
okay, got it.
I say we take it to the voters.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
well,
and
there
I'll-
were some other options that we had also discussed, like a specific road millage, to carve out that funding separately, special assessments, whatnot.
What information you guys want us to bring back next time? Because I know the road commission was gonna work on information for us to bring that here. We could ask the road commission if they have that done for us. Because we spent anywhere, what did we budget this year, Karen? 300?
Correct.
And we've spent almost $1 million in the past,
That's for roads.
yes. So it kinda depends on, you know, if we do a road millage, that takes that 300,000 line item out of our general fund, and it's specifically just for roads.
And historically, that excess came out of the general fund?
It's not excess, it's,
Well, I mean-
that's where it comes from, yes.
Correct.
The unexpected amount over 300,000.
Well, and
Yeah.
It's
additionally,
whatever we budget every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
some of the money that we used to get from the state that we could put to roads now is going, in theory, to the county instead. And the county may direct it to our road projects, they may not.
I think
So
we'll
we have less
understand that
control
better
over it.
later on this year.
Yeah, Doug
it-
said he was
yeah.
gonna go over that with us.
So there's a couple of ways that we could approach this. I could engage legal counsel. I think there would be some work where I would need assistance with this to prepare the Headley override to go on the ballot. I work with the clerk, of course, as well, on the timing of that. But we would also reach out to the road commission and see if we could work together on that information about a millage. So it could be preparing essentially to do both of those items or choose between one or the other.
Yeah, I think we would like information for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other was what, the special assessment of what?
What are you
Oh,
going to
the
special?
public, the
be-
PA 33, but we already
it
have
would
a
be
millage,
like-
so, for the police and fire.
Yeah, or money that we already spent on something else, but police and fire is probably the most significant one.
How many?
We would be happy to work with the superintendent's office to give you example language and timelines to clarify what the board's action items would be. I know we've got some changes to the meeting schedule that will be further discussed again, but I know the month of April is already looking very challenging for everybody. We'll be happy to work with them. We've also been working in the background with Rod Taylor to continue to explore what are some other pieces of information for comparison purposes. You heard the superintendent report, Mr. Taylor's comment that your changes in the early 2000s are more aggressive and unique. And it's always, it's nice to be unique except in these sorts of situations. And I know that, it's my understanding, at least from, my law partner, Chris Patterson, and communication with Rod Taylor, that they continue to explore, just so that you have that information as you work toward these options, in particular, if you decide to go with the Headley override action, seeking the voter approval there, because I think your public will want to better understand this issue and to be able to say, look, you know, such and such community has pursued this and this is what, you know, impact. I think you're going to need that information, and I think we have some of that available, or can we gather it from resources, and we'll continue to do so.
All right, thank you. Do you have what you need?
I think I do.
All right, then moving on, under unfinished business, item big A, items for introduction and discussion, item small b, proposed workforce housing project. Back to the superintendent.
Thank you. You're getting a workout on your alphabet tonight. So I reached out to the gentleman that came here, the developer. His name was Sean, and he had spoken to you about the Tower Avenue pilot request. I was able to touch base with him, and he indicated that they would like us to push pause on this request at this time. They are awaiting the results of the funding that was requested in April from the state. They are looking to see how the request shook out. They are hoping to see what types of projects were successful in receiving funding and what type of funding they received, so they can right-size their development to be successful for their funding request in October. I told him I was happy to do that. He will reach out to me when he's ready to engage this body again, and I will bring that back for your attention. So until he reaches out, it will not be on your agenda again unless you request specifically that you would like to continue the discussion of pilots, and there's one obviously later on in the agenda, which may lead you to another avenue of discussion. So, but for now, unless you ask specifically, it will be held until he's ready to engage again with this body.
Thank you.
All right, moving on under unfinished business to item B, items for action. First up, we have the Mallory Building M78 Development Special Use Permit. We've heard about this project a couple times already and had a few chances to ask some questions and get some clarification. Is there any other information that anybody would like to have before we move on this? This is in your packet. It's a sports complex development.
I didn't get through all this. It'd be great if these were stable together.
Yeah, it helps.
What do you need from us?
Either questions or a motion?
Make a motion to accept it as presented.
I would
think
note
it-
there's, I'm sorry, Madam Supervisor, there's
think it would-
16 conditions.
I think it would be to approve the special use permit with the listed conditions.
Correct.
Correct. Do you want to amend your
That's
motion?
Sherry's motion.
Yes.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? No? All right, then I think we will do a roll call vote.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes?
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Special use permit is approved. Easy
Thanks,
enough.
guys, for coming.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, under items for action, B is Resolution 2026-2 to approve the amended Michigan Mutual Aid Box Alarm System Association Agreement. And we've got the superintendent and the fire chief.
Yes, thank you. I would defer if the fire chief would like to speak to this. This was an action that was taken, I believe, back in 2020 by myself and the former fire chief. But I know that the current fire chief has had some communication on this, and I would love for him to engage with you.
Sure. So if 2020 is correct, you had passed the adoption of the MABUS system for our fire department and being a part of the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System Association. What I'm hearing now from MABUS is the board just needs to have that in a resolution form, which probably forwarded to you. And it just spells out the wording that it is formally adopted by the township board and not just by the fire chief saying, oh yeah, we'll do this, but it actually has teeth from the board.
Okay, even though we've been doing it for 5 years,
Correct.
or 6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
Yep,
That was for all
Okay.
of our time.
yep. Definitely more of a formality this time, so.
All right, yeah, this sounds like sort of a housekeeping item. Would anybody like to make a motion?
I was trying to figure
I
out
can,
what.
here it is.
Somebody gonna read it?
Yeah, I was gonna.
I can,
mean, I can't.
here it is. You can read it.
All right, I'll read it.
Who likes to make motions?
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2026-02, authorizing the continued membership of the Bath Township Fire Department in the Michigan Mutual Aid Box Alarm System, the acronym MABUS, and authorize Fire Chief Kutner and Superintendent Hildebrand to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the township.
Second.
That was one long.
All right, well, they wanted us to make it official, so we're
Well,
making
yeah.
it official.
And for the record, we do have to read it out.
Is there any questions? Any
roll
other
call.
questions for me on it?
Yeah, I guess do we have any other questions?
I don't have any.
No? Okay.
Okay, Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Butler-Challenger, yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Kotke? Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Under items for action, item C, the Chandler Road reconstruction and utility improvements bid results from the superintendent.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. So to say this has been an interesting process would be an understatement. You can see from the information that I included in the packet for you this evening that we received 4 bids on the Chandler Road project and of varying prices and varying splits. So the top 2 that you see in your packet on page 69, E.T. McKenzie came in at basically $1 million over on the road construction. Our project came in, I think, just under the allotted amount. CL Trucking came in under on the road side, but over significantly on the sewer side. Levitt and Stark came, and Hoffman Brothers both came in over budget all the way around. So, as a result of this, and some meetings to come to an agreement, the Clinton County Road Commission graciously agreed to go with E.T. McKenzie, which kept us under budget in terms of the bid on our work. It did come in $1 million over budget on their side, which is interesting because it is the road project. They were gracious because CL Trucking was working with a subcontractor that was not ideal for the township. It was somebody we had had problems with in the past and had vowed kind of not to do business with in the future. So I was happy to dodge that bullet in terms of working with what we would per se as a subpar contractor. So the team, the Clinton County Road Commission and the engineering firm, which is Mark Prine, Prine and Newhoff, who the letter is from to you, are working with E.T. McKenzie to come to an agreement to move forward on some items and just take a look at the cost and reduce anything where we can both financially and realistically do so. which will not probably bring the cost down overall a ton, but it will, every little bit helps. And then that would add to the contingency funds that we have available to us for the actual work. Where we did meet in the middle is Bath Township, with the blessing of this board, and the Clinton County Road Commission agreed to split the overage, which means we need to come to the table with approximately $500,000 additional funds. I think that under the circumstances, this is a best-case agreement. I think that this will result in a quality project for Bath, the Bath residents, and anybody traveling through that area, trying to develop, trying to just use the road, the drain. Overall, I think you would all agree, as you have in the past, that this is a quality project that needs to be undertaken. This does in fact mean that we will be, when we go to bid, we will be bidding, bonding for an additional $500,000. That will be a separate action that comes to you at a later date. You will have the ability to look over that bonding request and have your concerns and questions answered at this time. But initially, if you vote to support this measure, you will be basically agreeing that we are gonna bond, and we are gonna bond for more than we originally asked for. So the action tonight would be to authorize me, like you did at the previous meeting, to enter into this agreement for a cost not to exceed basically $5.5 million at this time. The last time you did it, it was it was $5 million, like $4.9 million. And I think, Mr. Kotke, you made the motion last time, I believe, or supported it. So, so just know that even though you would be voting to move forward on this, you would in fact also be indicating that you'll be willing to bond for an additional amount in the coming months. Do you have any questions for me?
In your research, do you feel that that's unachievable?
I do. I do.
Non-bank ranking?
I do. Obviously, it's more, and we don't like that, but I think for the sake of the project, to leverage these funds that are available to us, I do think it's a smart move.
And that's like $12 million in grants.
Correct. And I would not want to see us forego
Right.
that amount
That we-
because of an
But
additional
forfeit by not going
$500,000.
forward.
Well, that's a one-time brass ring, I would think.
Correct. I would agree with you completely, Mr. Kotke.
Well, I'll make the motion to,
Here.
oh
I
gosh.
have one.
I typed it up.
You have it
because
typed up?
I knew it was going to be a
Alright.
difficult one, so.
I'll make the motion to authorize superintendent to proceed with project number, you ready for this, Brenda?
Yep.
459.001.010115. Beep. Construction of Channel Road and sanitary sewer improvements for a cost not to exceed $5,499,260.
About $5,449,000.
Just round it off?
You said a different number.
You said 99. My
I did?
apologies. You did.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry.
Not to pick at you.
5,449,260. How's that?
Thank you.
I'll let you put the commas in. Excuse me.
Is there a second?
Good job.
I'll second it.
Any additional discussion, understanding that we will see this again in the future for the bond process?
That is one expensive road,
Yep,
but there's a lot of things going underneath that road. So,
yeah.
You are correct.
All right, I think this will be a roll call vote.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Butler-Challender, yes.
All right, project continues to move forward. Number 14 is new business, item A, items for introduction and discussion. We've got first up, planning department update from Planner Robler.
All right, hi everyone. So the superintendent's office asked the planning department to provide an update. We do these every once in a while at the planning commission. I believe it's been a while since we've done one at the board. I'm gonna get to the map that I believe is included in your packet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, here we are. Alright. Yeah, so there's a variety of projects going on in the township right now, busy time as ever. A lot of these projects, you know, will make their way through the planning commission and then make their way through the board, and then you guys kinda don't see anything again, but that, obviously doesn't mean that the work stops, it continues. Staff is still heavily involved in the work, you know, throughout the entirety of the project. So with that being said, you'll see three, different colors here, we kinda color coded these by where they're at in the process. So the blue ones are the ones that are currently going through some kind of review here at the township level. You saw the summer holding group rec facility tonight, that was a Mallory, project that you guys just conditionally approved. Coming for introduction to the planning commission at their next meeting will be the Chandler Estates Group Home Daycare Center. So that's, we've received an app, it's a formal process, we've held our pre-application meeting, and like I said, they're going into the planning commission phase now. You'll see there are several projects in green. Those are the projects that are approved, construction has commenced, they are actively building. There's a Mallory Building warehouse on the south side of Coleman, kind of behind A&D Repair. You'll see if you drive down there, that's getting framed up right now. So they're kinda at the rough end stage, they're doing their wiring, they're doing their interior stuff. Meadowbrook West Phase 3, if you drive down there, all the earthwork is done, all the utilities are in the ground. That was a massive undertaking. Sewer had to get routed to all those parcels, 54 parcels were divided out, water had to get routed, inter-county drain agreements had to get signed between Clay County and Ingham County. That whole development eventually drains into Lake Lansing, so very complicated, paper heavy, intensive bureaucratic process there. But it looks great, if you drive out there, you can see kinda all the different lots are stubbed in now. I would expect that we'd start seeing homes going up this building season, so any month now. So that's exciting, and the builder of those is HDI, I would say that's one of our nicer kind of custom builders in the township. They're in the same vein as like Eastbrook Homes, they do kind of these $600,000 to $800,000 custom builds. Let's stay in the green ones for now. The service station on Webster Road, many of you might have noticed there's bulldozers pushing dirt. The building, permit for that development has been received and paid for at this point. So they picked up a permit. On our side, they're ready to start going for structure, so they're just doing their earthwork. I know everyone in the township, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't speak for everyone, but most people I've spoken to are excited about it, so, I think that will be cool for the township.
Do you have a end date? Do they have a date in mind that they're trying to be open by?
Yeah, so they are expecting that, sorry, did you,
No, I just said completion date, I shouldn't have said it out loud.
Oh, no, you're good. I just thought maybe you heard something I didn't. They've just communicated to me that they are hoping, most of their exterior construction is done through the kind of the summer, fall construction season, and then interior work this winter. So that would allude to some kind of spring opening date.
Okay.
With all the regulatory barriers to entry for this type of land use, a year build out is moving pretty quick. So, hopeful for that. And then there, as some people might have seen on, Facebook, where we all get a lot of our land use news, locally here in the township, the Bath Village Diner is a thing. There was a, lady that bought it, she's been working with the Estrus, who I think most people here know, but maybe more commonly know as First Choice Housing, LLC, through, I believe, a land lease, and we are working with her on the building and fire side and the permitting side. There was a date for a hopeful opening date posted. Again, I never like to quote or rely on any of those. I think the permitting side is gonna be more intense than some people thought. But we're working with them, that could be a thing. From the land use side, it was a diner before, special use permit grandfathered in, land use choice, or the land use itself never changed. So it's mostly interior work that's going on at this point. So again, hopeful and excited for that one. First Choice Housing, is also the Estrus. They are doing the fourplex across the street. I know we were talking earlier today about some of their concrete and asphalt work, but as I'm sure many people have seen, the buildings are up, the interior work has been done, many of the units have had their final building inspection. Now it's more about getting the exterior work done. The only reason that wasn't done during last construction season was just ran out of time. They did a bunch of the interior work through the winter, and we're just waiting for frost laws to break so they can transport asphalt and concrete.
So those should be rented soon, I would think then.
Yeah, I'm
Relatively.
thinking that they'll be available, the COs would be issued sometime probably early summer. I mean, just like I said, a little bit of exterior work to get done. So that's a cool project. I mean, there hasn't been too many new projects on Main Street, at least in my time here. But it seems like probably in a while, so it's kinda nice to see, like, I guess, some fresh ideas, and fresh land uses on Main Street. Alright, going to the orange land uses, orange was a good color because they were kinda in the construction review phase. The Maximum Flex Storage, we're still working with them through some of the engineering, some of the drainage aspects to that site, so it's going well. You know, engineers just take time and you wanna get everything right, so we don't have some of the episodes that other communities were having over this rainy weekend. You know, there was some flooding in Ingham County, we aim not to experience that, so we like to pay close attention to drainage and where water is going and how everything works. And that's a dynamic site, cause there's a pretty good slope there, so just paying close attention to that side of the engineering. Then on the Gary Lane condo site, you guys might remember, that's that 40 unit development that made its way through a process a while ago. The hang up on that one has been all the utilities playing nice with each other in the ground. We had a set of sewer and water plans, and the Board of Water and Light looked at it, and they wanted one thing, and SCUMA needed another thing. We had to go back to the drawing board for some of the utilities. This, in my experience, is not unusual. So I'd say we're probably on our third round of utility review with that one. At this point, I think we're in a good place. We're waiting on some of the lift station information to come in, so the township engineer can review that, and then there is some permitting that ultimately goes to Eagle for the sewer side of things. So we just need to make sure they get all their ducks in a row, so we can review that, and then ultimately send it to the state so they can review it. So that's kinda where that one's at. Any questions, or did I miss anything?
No.
Okay.
Just for the people that are watching that don't know, that Gary Lane development is right, just about at the soccer field, just south.
Yeah, and that's correct, and the soccer field was kinda all a dynamic piece of that, you know, to
Right.
shore up some of the legacy issues with the soccer field, so, again, hopeful and excited to shore all those up.
Alright, thanks, Miles.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Good
you, Miles.
update, sir, thank you.
Alright, next on the list, under new business, large item A, small b is the Chandler Road pilot request. So we're back to the planner and the superintendent.
Yes, thank you. You had in your packet an email that was forwarded to our planner at their early point of March. It is for an additional request for another pilot program. Similar area, Chandler Road, where some of our student housing currently exists. Attached to this was a flyer for the company that is asking to be considered. They also included for you an updated site plan showing the drainage ditch, and the two, buildings that they are proposing, and indicated that they, initially had wanted to have a clubhouse, but they ran out of room on the property that they have. The applicant is requesting a 16-year duration on the pilot for a percentage of property tax abatement at 10%. They are looking at 42 units, set aside for, similar to Tower Avenue, workforce housing.
Very similar.
Very similar. And then units will be set aside anywhere from 30 to 80 AMI. Most of the units will be 30 to 50. And then submitted, they're looking to submit in October to the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. And they are hoping to submit the application in its entirety in October. So very similar to the request that you have on Tower Avenue. It is my understanding, and I hope Planner Rebler can speak to it as well, but we are seeing an influx of these right now because a map was issued identifying some ideal target areas for what I think is called the LIDAR LITEC program. which allows them to access some benefits from the State Housing Development Authority. So part of that process includes a pilot request for a successful application. So we're seeing these requests. And similarly, the planner explained to me this afternoon a little bit because this board hasn't made a determination whether it's open to pilots or not open to pilots. So you may see an influx of these as we move through. This may be the two we see. We may see more, just depending on the map. We are going to try to get a hold of that map. The planner will research that and hopefully determine if there are additional areas of our township on that map. And that would kind of indicate whether we're going to see more requests or not for these projects. So, having just dipped our toe into the water, I assume that many of your informational requests will be the same as they were for the Tower Avenue. And we can begin bringing that information to you. What I did want to do is have a conversation with you about, clearly there's two now. And that by no means does it mean we have to choose one or the other. These are both on the table for the board. And I wanted to know if you would like to see any additional or different information in light of having just kind of been introduced to this type of a request, and how how the planner and I can assist you in making a determination.
I have a couple questions.
Yes, ma'am.
What are they looking for? Like, it doesn't feel very formal to me to just send out an email and say, we want a pilot. Like, is there a form? Is there a process?
So
Like, what's their next step? Also, what's our next step?
So at the state level, obviously, there's a formal application process. In coming to local municipalities in the research that I've done, and I'm free to be corrected by the planner if he would like to do so, but from what I can tell, I mean, municipalities, some larger municipalities in Grand Rapids or the Detroit area have a formal process for this because they receive loads of requests like this. For a township that had one in 2009 that still exists to this day, and no others, and I've not been aware of any additional pilot requests that have come. You haven't seen one in 26 years. So this is not a municipality that receives a lot of requests and needs to have a formal process to carry you through it. Hence today, now we have two. So if we were anticipating, if we get a hold of this map and there's a large amount of land in the area that was identified for the LIHTC program requiring a pilot request, we might dip our toe into, yes, we need a formal process, and this is, we would work with probably legal counsel and other, to look at other municipalities and what they've done in the area. I don't anticipate that being the case. I think you may see possibly one more depending on the map, but I think you're probably aware at the capacity of what our township has highlighted on the map, but until we see that map, I won't know that for sure, so. Saying that, because there is not a formal process, they're just trying to introduce themselves to us. This particular developer has the two Noka Lofts buildings that are on Chandler Road currently, which is student housing, and not a pilot program. I don't know whether, I think in terms of the pilot, I think if we were to deny the pilot on Tower, I think that kills that project. In my best estimation, that's me speaking what I think to be true. Not necessarily in this case do I think that to be true. I think there has been interest from them to develop in that area. I think that they have been waiting patiently for the Chandler Road project to upsize our sewer in order to be able to develop in that, because they cannot even break ground or do anything to get on the map until that project is complete. So I think they've been patiently waiting. I think in the meantime, this map came out and identified that area as part of this program, and I think that they're trying to take advantage of that, which is smart for developers to do. So I don't know if that answers your question.
That was my first question, yeah. My second question is, do we have, as a board, like the full authority to just go through and pick and choose, yes here, no there, based on what we like or don't like about the project or its location without any, legal repercussions? Well, you approve them, but you're not approving us type situation?
Yeah, so a couple of things, and you all probably remember this from when the individual from Tower Avenue was here. where essentially that first blush here is, are you even interested in the idea? Not saying you're committed, but could this be something you would explore? If the answer to that is yes, they then trigger to go through the state process where they find out, are they gonna get more support for the process? And then they would be going through your normal procedures where in particular, you would see them again in a much more detailed fashion and ultimately get back to the board and make a decision based on the record that has been created. If at this stage, I'm gonna call it the first blush stage, right? Where it's just, are we even interested? You do have the right to make decisions as you deem appropriate, and municipal law is clear that for the most part, any decision that you make is going to be presumed to be reasonable, meaning if there is any reasonable basis, legitimate basis for you to have made a decision, it is likely to be upheld. However, as legal counsel, it is always my preference that you have a good and hearty discussion about what are the reasons you're making these choices, and preferably that they are rooted in, things like longevity of the developer, if that's important, or the scope of the project, or the potential impact to your overall tax base versus the benefit. I mean, to truly talk about what those legitimate grounds are that you all have, the reasons that you're all kicking these things around. I would love to see that discussion happen on the record each and every time these are presented to you.
Historical data from Hawks Ridge would be good too, I think.
Well, you had that
We
at the
got
last
that
one.
from
Yeah,
the
but I
last
mean, to
one.
go over that is what I'm saying, to talk about it.
I mean, there's,
don't-
I feel almost a real apples to apples comparison, because there is a actual commercial no-co-lofts already there.
And they're
So
probably
like,
gonna build it whether we give them a pilot
know
or not.
what type of money we're getting from that situation right
Or-
next
or
door,
not.
so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
just even a comparison of what the income from this would be versus the current no-co-lofts that's there, I think would probably be our main deciding factor. For me, they're both pilots, they have that in common, but otherwise I don't think they have a lot in common. They're close geographically, but one is like on one of our most main roads in one of our busiest areas, and the other one is on a road that none of us had driven on like in this millennium.
Well, and it doesn't have sewer or water to it, where
Right.
Chandler Road is going to have upgraded sewer. And that's why they've been waiting to build.
Yeah, so I guess I feel like they are very different, even though they're both the pilot request.
And I will say on my aspect, I don't think we should do pilots because we don't get enough revenue and we need the revenue right now.
And we're gonna raise the revenue somewhere. And that cost, I think, we talked about this before, what does this unit cost us as a township, fire, police? We gotta pay for that, somebody has to pay for that, cause it cost us
I
money
mean, the information I gave you from Hawks Ridge, it was what, $1,100?
a year. For how many residents
It doesn't,
and police
the
and
cost
fire?
doesn't offset.
Yeah.
Not
It's-
even-
It's an honorable thought
Yeah.
and gesture on our part, to consider it, but we have to look for at
Revenue.
how much it's gonna cost our taxpayers. Because it ends up being a cost, it's not gonna
Correct.
be,
Yeah. Somebody makes money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, and I
and-
do think it is sort of on the developer too, to also present that information to us.
say that again?
I think it's on the developer as well to present some of that information to us.
Yes.
Obviously, understanding the source, but at the same time, if they haven't even put that together, knowing that's what we're gonna ask for, then I'm not sure.
And they
They
can
really
say
seem
your
that
average
committed.
income is X, and that has nothing to do with Bath.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
And you
So
mentioned-
like, what's our next step here?
So we
Just
could,
wait?
if you are interested in considering this, I could certainly work with the planner and we will work with the developer to get you the information that you need to have a robust discussion about this matter. If you're kind of indicating you're not interested in it, or you would like, right now I just hear you all saying like you need more information, which is what I anticipated from you. What I wanted to do was check in with you and see, do you want to address this differently than we did the first one? Because we can all learn from the previous process and say we can do better or different. So I'm not hearing anything largely different than what we did the first time, so we will go on our way and begin collecting that information to bring to you. We'll reach out to the developer, we'll ask if they might have someone in the area to present this to you, hearing that's something of importance to you. So to be continued, and we'll bring this back to you. I don't hear you saying, absolutely not. I hear you saying, careful consideration is warranted because of, the services that are provided, and they cost money, and that money has to come from somewhere. So I hear you, and we will begin the collection of information so that you can make thoughtful consideration of this project in front of you. And hopefully for the other project as well, when that comes back.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else? I think we'll move on. Let's see, that takes us to new business B, items for action. For under A, we have the appointment of Karen Hildebrandt as Bath Township Representative to Skooma.
Skooma. Skooma, it's skooma. We just go with skooma.
For a term expiring December 31st, 2028.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it.
Any discussion? This is a role you already fill, I think?
It is. I'm happy doing so. I wasn't even aware that my term had expired back in October of last year. Until I saw
Just
it
kept
on a
going to
list, I just
meetings.
kept going. So I'm sitting on committees, and I'm, Miles, the planner, is the other individual that sits to SCUMA with me, and I think we are doing a good job of making sure that Bath's interests are covered and represented there as we do the important work. So I wish to continue.
All right, so we had a motion? Did we have a motion?
Yeah, I made
Yes,
the motion.
okay.
Brenda
I
made the
support it.
second.
All right, so I think we can just do a voice vote for this. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right,
Thank you.
you may continue your sewer work.
Thank you.
Glad it's you.
Item B, we have the purchase of a 2026 F-350 for grass fire apparatus.
Yes, I would invite the fire chief up to explain to you what his recommendation is on this matter. I think it's a good one, and I hope you'll agree.
Thank you. Originally, you had approved the budget, we were looking at a crew cab to run as our new grass rig chassis. I think cost-wise and really our response model have driven me to decide that a regular cab Ford chassis is gonna be far more conducive. Our response model really is showing, getting that first rig out the door quickly, get a rig on scene quickly, and we're not gonna be waiting for 4 firefighters. It will come in handy to have a crew cab to move personnel on scene. We can use a command rig for that, and I think the cost savings far outweighs
Considerable.
what we're gonna gain from the ability to move personnel onto a scene. We worked with Lunghammer Ford. They found us what I think is a really, really good deal on a truck that's really gonna suit our needs well, and comes in under budget from what we had this spring, or, I'm sorry, last winter.
Like a lot under budget.
So if I may, I think the original plan was to replace the entire unit. This plan takes some of the old equipment, and I won't call it old because it's still like new, because it isn't used quite as heavily as other equipment in
It's
the
safe to call it
department.
Aged.
Aged, okay.
But it is,
Usable
it's a very functional unit. We call it a skid unit. It's a slide that goes right into the back of a pickup bed. It fits in the 4-foot wheel wells. From my research and working with that skid unit, although it is a little bit older, it seems to be in really good shape, and I have no problems reusing that to save significant amount of money.
So we're just purchasing the vehicle, and we're gonna use the old
Correct.
equipment.
Correct.
The aged equipment.
What we're looking at today is the okay to go ahead with that vehicle. I'll still have some upfitting charges that are gonna be added out of that, but nowhere near the cost of the original budgeted.
And the dealer does the switchover, the whole conversion, or somebody else has to do that?
Somebody else would do it.
Somebody else, we'll have a third party that will do, and when I say upfitting, it'll be like lights, the sirens, the decals on the side, stuff
Paint
like that,
job,
making
yeah.
it
Yeah.
fire apparatus. But I believe our crew is gonna actually remove the skid unit from the current grass rig, and we'll install it into the new truck.
Oh, cool,
Again, trying to save some funds.
nice.
So the
They're very
wonderful,
handy.
the wonderful thing about this is it adheres to the township's purchasing policy. It is through My Deal, which is a subscription that the township has to state pricing. And many times we are able to get fleet pricing from a larger department that purchases many, many units. They're able to tack on an extra truck, and I think that's what's here at this stage is what's occurring with this unit. And then, basically, the action that we're asking for tonight is to authorize both myself and the chief to begin with this purchasing process and upfitting the truck chassis to replace Unit 6-9.
What are they gonna do with brush 6-9?
The current truck, that will come back for the, I think it's called a disposal policy.
Correct.
So that will,
Go-
based on what we
damage.
estimate the value of that,
Okay.
will, based on how we sell it.
Okay.
So that'll come back to you, as he's referencing as a separate action. The board must take action to dispose of township equipment. So at some time in the near future, we'll probably come back when the department's no longer in use of the old unit. We will come to you and ask you if we can dispose of that. And we'll determine at that time whether that'll be a process that runs through the township, or if we take it to auction, or if we trade it in. So, there will be a very specific ask when we come back to you at that time.
All right.
So, just a question off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
When you sell something like that, where does that money go? Does it go right into the general fund?
So
Does
it
go
comes,
back to you as
it
budget?
comes, generally, it depends, general fund or to offset the cost of the new unit. So it could go back right into the fire, but because of the amount of money that generally is being expended out of the general fund, fund balance to, the fire department, it may be that it sits, to the general fund.
Thank you.
All right, anybody have any other questions? Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to authorize Superintendent Hildebrandt and Fire Chief Gunter to begin the purchase process and upfitting of the 2026 Ford F-360 to replace brush truck number 69.
I'll support it.
You second, Brenda? Okay.
All right, any more discussion? No? Okay, then I think we'll do a roll call vote.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes?
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Excited to see it. Next, under items for action C, we have Chateau in the Pines contract from the Clinton County Road Commission.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. This is for what most of us know as the Pines, off of Park Lake and Coleman. This is a mill and fill of that area at a cost of $177,100.90. Contract with the Clinton County Road Commission to be completed this year. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I just have one, like, how does the road committee or the county sort of pick and choose? Is it like by referral or complaint?
No,
or do
so
they
it's
do
condition, it's
inspections?
actually inspection and condition of the roads. There is a road rating for every road in the township, and they have a schedule of the last time that that road was worked on or had any work completed on it and what that was. Basically, it's almost like a schedule of what's in most need at this time, and this happened to come up and be within budget for us with what we had allotted for this year, and therefore was recommended to us.
Okay, just as a sidebar, I feel like Tower Avenue should be on that schedule somewhere after having driven down, and I think I left some of my suspension back there.
Well, that is noted, and I will pass that along.
I feel like that's
That was
so
actually-
far on the edge of the county that it probably doesn't get much notice.
So it probably.
To represent the people that actually are in Bath Township,
It's
we should
graded,
maybe
and there's
mention
probably
it.
some gravel, but I would have to look back at the schedule to see the last time, but I will follow up on that, because that's actually a curious thing, but probably does get graded and gravelled, so I'll take a look at that.
Maybe that's something we should look at, because that was part of the plan for that developer, was to pave that road.
Well, I think it
Well, they
was
would have to
to
widen it.
pave it to their project,
Correct.
which I don't think is too far
Actually, it
away
was-
from where it's already paved, but,
Well,
yeah.
still.
But I mean, anything's better than nothing
Yeah.
currently.
I think that, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't wanna
Karen, I thought
interrupt
the last meeting, we already approved 205,000. This is 177,000.
So there's also a cost share of 100,000. It's almost a 100,015, I think, 115,000, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 115,000 that will help to offset the cost as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. I was going to say, I think in the packet that I sent out to you at the last meeting, there were road ratings in that document from the Clinton County Road Commission. But obviously, it's a lot of information to look at, but if you'd ever like to spend any time on it, I'm happy to do that with you all.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably just helpful for people to understand, not necessarily us, but
Yeah.
people who maybe aren't happy with the condition of their own road, like how it goes through the process of getting the county's
Getting
attention
selected, yeah.
for maintenance.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, what do we need for this? This
We
would
need
be
a
a
motion.
motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the Clinton County Road Commission Chateau in the Pines contract.
Second.
Okay, I'll put the project number and the cost of the project in your motion. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine, I don't have it, so.
We've got a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion?
Where's the project number is what we're looking for.
No?
No.
All right, then we'll do a roll call vote.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, under items for action, we're down to D, Resolution 2026-03, authorized for change in standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy.
Thank you. What you have in front of you is a request actually from Consumers Energy for a change in a standard lighting contract. You have a resolution that was developed as a result of the request from Consumers Energy. They are in need of adding streetlights to Phase 3 of the Meadowbrook subdivision, and I believe it's 11 new streetlights for Phase 3. That is in your packet tonight in the form of a resolution, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have about this evening.
I'm certain we have lighting conditions on the project. I would imagine they would meet those.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then these will be added to the assessment of the yep. So after,
resolution will
after
be
it goes through you and goes to consumers, it also
Yeah.
goes to the assessor to be added to the special assessing for the lighting districts. And that's completed kind of after your role in the
Oh,
process.
okay. I was just gonna ask that
Yep.
question. When does that
There you
come
go. Inquiring minds want to know.
in? Yeah.
All right, so this will need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to authorize for change in standard lighting contract with Consumers Energy, resolution number 2026-03.
Second?
All right, motion and a second. Any other discussion or questions before we vote? No? Okay. Then
Ms.
I believe
Hagerman?
this will be a roll call vote. Yes.
Ms. Butler-Chalender, yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to item 15 on the agenda is the superintendent's report.
So the Supervisor Fewins-Bliss had asked me to make sure that I had the updated Board of Trustees meeting schedule on my superintendent's report for you. There were several changes for the month of April and then leading into May. So those are there in front of you. Canceled Monday, April 20th, also canceled Monday, May 4th due to the election. The 20th is due to the MTA conference. The special meeting that was called will be for Monday, April 27th at 6:00 p.m. We will be sure to make sure we remind you all prior to that, just because it is a little harried and we want to make sure that we have all of you available. Also, the regular meeting, Monday, May 18th, 2026, that was regularly scheduled, but it kind of was the first one to occur after all of this, so we just wanted to make sure that you knew you were back to your regular schedule at that time. Tonight, I have for you, the Tom King Junk Day continues. The registrations are coming in. Some of our new staff were setting records, answering the phone on Monday when that started. It was also, had some other people were out of the office for spring break, so we had a little shuffling to do, but I think we answered everybody and got them on the list. So pickups for those that are senior citizens or have disabilities are fading fast. They're scheduling up quickly, and we do have a limit on those, so I would recommend that anybody that's in need of that service contact us as soon as possible before those are out. There is some frustration at the end. We do try to make accommodations for people, but we really are limited in the amount of staff and the amount of homes that we can pick up, and sometimes that they are gone from morning until night getting all of those pickups. So,
What's the date of
Tom King Junk Day is April 25th. Saturday drop-off, there are quite a few signups for that, but we don't generally cut those off. So we still have room for many of those. You can call the office or you can schedule on through our website. So always a great event, and everybody looks forward to it. I see lots of talk on Facebook, so we know that it's a popular event and much needed in our community. I failed to mention to you last time that one of our new employees had started, so all of you are aware that Samantha Evans left us to go be the deputy clerk in DeWitt Township. We have filled her position with a young lady named Michelle Graham. Michelle, who we affectionately call Shelley, started a month ago, which I was shocked to learn that a month flew by and I had no concept of time. As our front office assistant, she had over 20 years of experience as an administrative professional with Michigan State University and Neogen. She has been a great addition to our team, constantly asking for more to do, is already assisting with elections and helping our residents when they call in on the phone or come into the counter. So we're very happy with her and glad that she's part of our team. Today, the new deputy clerk and accounts payable admin started, and she is being trained by the outgoing deputy clerk who has taken a position at the fire department, which is April Dunham. Jamie Perry started today. She's, as I said, the accounts payable and deputy clerk as April transitions her position. Jamie comes to us from Ingham County, where she held several administrative positions over the last 25 years. She is also a go-getter, and we're happy to have her on our team, and she started her training today, and all of the new ladies are going to get a tour of the township tomorrow with Cody Baird, and we'll begin work on cemeteries. So they are jumping in fast and catching on really quickly, and we're happy to have them as part of our team. This weekend, unfortunately, with the record amount of rain that we received, I am sure it is of no surprise to you that we had an issue on Slate Road where there was too much water coming into the system and we had a sanitary sewer overflow. This requires Brad Gursky, the director of SCUMA, to notify the state and to also notify the health department. He has assured me that in all cases where this has occurred, it didn't just happen in Bath, there was one also in DeWitt Township this weekend. There was just too much rain coming into the system, that most of it is groundwater. So it's effectively coming out of the sky, sitting on the ground, and then infiltrating into our system. So what this means is when it was released into the creek nearby, he has assured me that most of the time, and testing can prove this, and he'll be required to do the testing according to the health department and for the state, the groundwater actually leaves the creek in a better condition, a cleaner condition, than the standard runoff that runs into those areas. So he will test that and confirm that for us, but never can you have a bad thing happen, but then also have it be a better thing for the environment. So I can see where this would be very alarming, and we hate to have them. We have not had one in, I think he said 2 years. So it is not something common, but the record rainfall we've had, unfortunately, it occurred this weekend. His crew, I mean, much appreciation to them. They are on 24 hours a day during record rainfall like we had this weekend. They are at the authority over in DeWitt, and they are out on the road checking things day and night for us to make sure that everything's running properly. So we will, because this affected a homeowner that is right near the lift station, We will work with the homeowner, they will have a claim through SCUMA's liability insurance, and we will work to try to ensure that this doesn't happen to their home again. I am not aware that this has happened, but apparently we've had, prior to me and possibly prior to Superintendent Dan Waticha, there was a backup into their basement previously. They are just happy that we are working with them and that we will work to try to ensure that this doesn't happen to them again in the future. Of course, we can't guarantee that, but I think they're just happy to have a willing partner, concerned for them and willing to help them take care of what happened in their home. So, before spring break, it feels like forever ago now, Lizzie and I began engagement with the supervisory union on their update of their contract. There's still a little bit of work to do, but finding the process as pleasant as it was with the road patrol. I was checking to make sure she was nodding in agreement. So it's, I'm sure it's not a fun engagement, but it is a cordial and respectful engagement, and I think it's been productive and fruitful for both sides. So I look forward that to continuing, and then when that agreement is ready and ratified by the union, that patrol union, or the supervisory union, that will come to you for your action, much like the road patrol agreement came to you after it was ratified by their union. There's a lot of union words in there. So stay tuned. Probably will be coming to you in the next couple of months, I'm guessing, depending on how it works out, but we're actively engaged in those discussions, so. And if you have any questions for me, please.
I just had one about junk day. Do you take volunteers for the pickups or just the junk day, just the Saturday?
So we, in the past, we used to have some people that would help us. We obtained some assistance from individuals that were lodged in the Clinton County Jail. We're no longer allowed to do that, but I think that we could make accommodations. If you had somebody in mind, let us know, and we'll hand that over to Ben Zeeb, the director of DPW, and we'll see if we can't take the help, because we can certainly use it.
I'm suspecting there are probably a few kids who need to get their hours done.
Okay.
When they
Yeah, but they
graduate,
have to be
so-
in school though, and the pickups are from 8 AM until like noon.
Yeah.
every
Oh,
day.
They
just in
could
the
certainly
morning.
help us on the day
Okay.
of. We can
It's
always
just
use
the
help on the
Saturday
day of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
Saturday.
it was like till 5 o'clock that you were doing pickups.
Yeah.
No, okay.
No, because they have, DPW then in the afternoon usually does their other work around the campus.
Sometimes they're out longer, but as soon as they can get back to campus and get into their other responsibilities, they usually do. So, but if you have people in mind, you can certainly refer them for the Saturday of, and we'd be happy to take their help.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think Kelly has that as an announcement at the high school.
Okay, cool.
So
Perfect.
the kids know.
Those kids need
Wow.
time, and we're willing to take their help.
They listen, that's another thing.
Any other questions for me? Thank you for an engaging meeting tonight. You accomplished a lot. Thank you, I appreciate that very much. It helps us to move things along.
All right, that takes us to item 16, public statement 2. This time is limited to 3 minutes, and public statement can be on any topic, not necessarily agenda items. So if anybody has public comment that they'd like to make? No? All right, then we will move on to board member comments, and I don't know where I'm supposed to start, so I'll start with Brenda.
I have no comment.
No comments? I don't think I have any comments either. Jen?
I have no comments either.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, I usually come up with something.
Well, it was a good
I know,
meeting, it was a
usually I-
productive meeting. You know, we had to spend some money, but we actually recovered some money, I think, so that's a good thing. And we're getting a new service vehicle for the fire department.
Did you want to
Yeah.
circle back? Okay.
wanna-
Well,
yeah,
we'll
go
do
ahead.
Sherry, and then we'll circle back to Jen.
Ditto, no comment.
Okay.
I did forget, who is attending the MTA conference on April 20th and stuff?
I am signed up, right?
Okay.
But I don't know, I have a house sitting issue that
Well,
is,
you'll deal with Taylor on that. Did you guys get invites to the Maynard Christierson, Faithy Schultz mixer or the Michigan class mixer? I can email these out to you if you think you wanna attend.
That would be fine.
Okay,
Sure.
I'll forward those emails to you.
I'd like
Okay.
to have the opportunity to
to mix?
beg out.
Hey, I mean, it's a mixer, they're
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly, yeah.
She'll be there, come
I
on,
was-
David will probably be there.
Well, she personally invited us, so I feel
Well,
obligated.
I mean, I got one to Michigan class also, so,
Yeah.
and they're located in different places, like this one's at the Del Mar Hotel downtown in Traverse City, and then theirs is right actually at the Grand Traverse Resort, so.
Be a lot of traveling around to these various meetings.
And they're both at the same time, so you can only go to one if you want.
Yeah, because they're about, what, 8 miles apart?
Or-
And I just say thanks to Sherry for bringing the Eagles babies to our attention, and hopefully we can get your signs up and
Yeah.
take care of it. Anybody have anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
What's that?
Do we know how many babies?
No, heavens, no.
You
But
can't
they've
see
seen
them.
them. Somebody's
Well,
seen them.
I can't say that. The last ones I saw, a little teeny head sticking up, and that was it.
Yeah, I
And
got a report that there was a baby at least.
Well, I have a 200 millimeter lens, so I was able to see it, so.
Ah, cool.
All right, I believe Ray had a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Any discussion?